Hey everybody, this is Pat with High Level Freaks, and I am coming at you today with a really cool tutorial on how to create your own free ChatGPT powered booking bot with no zaps, no third-party apps, all just using the HighLevel GPT action that was just released this week. So let's dive into it, and we're going to show you how to really get this moving so you can deploy it for your clients and make a little bit extra money for your digital marketing agency. So before I get started with this, definitely like, subscribe, leave a comment, like the video, share the video, hit the notification bell, tell all your ChatGPT and HighLevel friends about this tutorial because everybody's going to want it. All right, with that being said, so this video is being recorded on June 24th, so just FYI, HighLevel will be coming out with their own conversational AI bot, I think within the next week, 2 weeks, something like that. So that's coming out. And also some other caveats about this bot. It's a really good prompt. I'm pretty proud of my prompt engineering. I'm sure it could be improved. Definitely when you install this, test. I can't stress enough that ChatGPT is like a toddler with ADD and a loaded handgun, right? It can sometimes go off the rails. So you definitely want to make sure that your chat prompt is set up properly for your clients before you deploy it, because you don't want angry clients with GPT promising all kinds of crazy stuff to their potential customers. Also, this is coming at you free. You can get the snapshot in the description below. And then last but not least, this is not meant to replace all the other higher end high-level apps that are out there like Capri and Zappy Chat and all the other booking bots that are out there, because this one is just using straight HighLevel, the ChatGPT action, and a single prompt. It's not doing anything crazy, so, and it's not super mega configurable. So take that with a grain of salt, use at your own risk. But let's dive in and see just what we can do with HighLevel's GPT action. So here you see I've got a snapshot set up. This is nothing but the ChatGPT snapshot. And so in the first thing we're going to start with is we're going to start with custom fields. We only have 2 custom fields for the contact. We have ChatGPT history and we have the ChatGPT history count. The reason I have a history count is because we're basically, every time somebody types something to the bot and then the bot responds, we're adding their message and the bot's response so that we can keep context and a history of the chat so the bot knows what's going on, because the HighLevel ChatGPT action is literally like a one-time shot. So you shoot the prompt over and ChatGPT responds. Unless we're building up and sending the history, it doesn't know what happened the last time, right? So that's what we're doing with building the chat history. Now the chat count, or the history count, is like every time the user responds, we increment the count. And I'll show you in a second with the automation, we keep track of how many times the chat has actually occurred for that user, because you eventually will override, like if you create too much history, you'll override what ChatGPT can understand and it starts losing context and breaking down. So at some point we clear the history and just put in the last chat that was in there and shoot it off to GPT so it can give us a response. So that's what those custom fields are in the snapshot. Okay, so now let's go and look at the custom values. So this thing runs on custom fields, custom values, and an automation, and that's basically it. There's nothing else in the snapshot. So we have stuff that supports GPT and the prompt that I'm going to show you, but this is the business booking link. Obviously, this is a booking bot. We want to give them a dedicated link for the booking, right? So you would put this in here, a trigger link, or any other kind of link that you want for the booking link, right? The business hours, we put in business hours because we're actually passing the date and time. And so if somebody does ask if it's outside business hours, it could say, hey, sorry, we're not open today. So we put in our business hours, and you can edit this however you like, but I put in, just for the sake of example, Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. You want the business name. For this demo that I'm showing you and setting up, it's going to be a dental clinic, so it's your local family dental. And then you want to put in the niche. This surprisingly does very well telling GPT exactly what kind of business the person is talking to. So it knows how to answer. So, like if I say, hey, do you bake any pies? And I'll show you in the demo. It's like, nope, don't know what you're talking about. We just do dental. So you want to put in the business phone. Then you want to put in a list. This is a custom value for the list of services that you provide. So you want to be able to tell people that you do sedation, dentistry, pediatric, family, general dentistry, emergency dental, dental implants, cosmetic, whatever, whatever your client does. Make sure you put a really good, extensive, comma delimited list in here. Then you want just like the regular old business website. And then down here is the FAQ. So the FAQ is formatted with Q. Do you do sedation dentistry? A. Yes, we offer sedation dentistry. So if you were setting this up for a client, you would ask them to provide you with a list of common questions. Like, look, what do people usually ask you about your business? If this is a fencing business, or a deck building business, people would say, what kind of decks do you build? And like, hey, we build decks with, wood or, composite, or we build decks with lighting and things like that. So everything that you would want people to be able to ask, think of as much as you can and put it in here for a question and answer, because that gives the bot kind of like a database of information that it can use to talk to the users that chat with it. Okay. So now let's go back to the automation. Now, when you run this automation, here's another caveat. ChatGPT's automations HighLevel's automations for ChatGPT are a little bit expensive. They're at 3 cents a hit. So every time we call ChatGPT, we're spending 3 cents. So I don't know how good it is, or how good it'll be for your ROI, or how much your clients will enjoy paying 3 cents a message to book. And normally if somebody's going to be chatting the bot, it might take 4 or 5 chats, and so you're spending 25 cents, 50 cents, $1, depending on how much they chat with the bot, every user. So if they can get bookings, then fantastic. Who cares what it's going to cost, right? But their ChatGPT actions are a little bit expensive at 3 cents a hit, whereas if you use something like Pabbly or Make or Zapier or something like that, or one of the other third-party apps out there where you're paying like just one price monthly or something, then the use of ChatGPT tokens and the pricing is far less. For ChatGPT, going direct to ChatGPT, you're going to pay about 3 cents per 1,000 tokens. So normally, just to contrast, HighLevel is going to cost 3 cents for every message, whereas with ChatGPT going direct, you might pay half a penny for every message that goes back and forth. So that's a big difference in the pricing. So as long as you know that, let's keep moving forward. So we have 2 workflows. One is going to be clearing the script or the transcript after a certain amount of time. So we don't want that transcript just sitting there until next time. So I chat with the bot, get an appointment, blah, blah, blah. And then after I'm done, eventually, like, I'm on a wait timer, and it will actually clear out my conversation. So when I come in next time, I'm coming in on a fresh conversation. So that's all that is. Let's just take a quick look at that. We're basically waiting. We're going to wait an hour, and then we're going to kind of update the chat history. Oop, I need to add a field here where I actually clear the history count as well. And so we're going to do that. There we go. So we'll fix that in the link to the snapshot. So there you go. So now we're clearing out the transcript and the count. So now let's go through the super basic ChatGPT booking bot. So in this demo, now you can make this for any channel, whether it's SMS, Instagram, Facebook, Google My Business, whatever. You could put all of the messages in there or all of the channels in here if you want. For this demo, I'm just using Facebook Messenger. So it is up to you to add whatever channels you want to add. So right now, the trigger is just the customer replying in Facebook Messenger. And then we come down here, the first thing we do is we increment the chat history. So if the chat history is 0, we add 1, and now it is 1, and then we move on. And so then we come down here to an if else that says, hey, have we had 15 or more chats, or have we hit 15 chats yet? If we hit 15 chats, if it's less than or equal to 15, then it's going to go this way down here, less than 15. If 15 or more, then we're going to come down here like this, and we're going to clear out the chat history, and we're going to clear out the history count, and then we'll go back over here to where the chat history exists. Okay, so that's basically what clears out the history if it gets too big, so that way we don't break ChatGPT. The next thing that we're going to check is to see if the history is empty or not empty. So if it's not empty, we come over here, and if it is empty, so this is the first time somebody's chatting, or we just cleared out the chat because the history was too big, then what we do is we add the message body to the history. So whatever I type in Messenger, this is adding to the history. If it is not, if it's not empty, like let's say we have history still and we haven't hit our maximum number of chats yet, we're actually adding the history to the history and then adding the message body with a little pipe character right there. So we're actually saying, here's the history, add the current message. And so that's all we're doing, is we're just appending the message to the chat history. Okay. Then what we do is we come down here and we're doing our huge prompt to ChatGPT. And I'm going to go over the prompt in detail in a second, but basically this is what we're sending to ChatGPT. When the response comes back, we basically update the chat history, again, with the chat history, and then we're adding what ChatGPT responded with. So that way we've got user, bot, user, bot, user, bot. All of that is being added to the history, so that way the next time we send this over the wall to ChatGPT, it's going to see what has been going on, and it will be able to look at the conversation and figure things out. So that's what we're doing with that. The next thing we're doing is basically just sending the response back to the user. So whatever ChatGPT generated, we're sending it back to the user in Messenger. Again, add whatever channels you want to add. And then here we're adding somebody to the clear history workflow, so that in an hour they'll be their information will be cleared out. So that is all there is to it. Let's go through the actual prompt. And like I said, if you guys like this prompt and you want to improve on it, or you find some way to improve it, I would love to get feedback from you on how we can make this better and make this bot really, really robust, because this is pretty cool being able to just do all of this yourself in HighLevel, right? So let's go through this workflow. So the first thing we're doing is right up at the very top, I'm just sending in, like, setting some values for the prompt. And so you can see here, like, the user is equal to the contact name. So that's, we're using the person's name. So when I chat, you know, it's going to come through as Pat, right? And then it's also going to come in here and put in the user phone and email if it exists. So, and we're going to go into that deeper into the prompt, but we want to book people. We also want to get their email and their phone number, right? I'm also sending in the day of the week and the time of day, because remember, we're adding in the business hours. And so if it's outside of business hours, like somebody says, hey, I want to stop by your office, ChatGPT may say, nope, we're closed for the day. That way you can tell people when you're open and that sort of thing. And so then here we go with the prompt. So I'm going to come down here and just hit this. And you know what, I'm going to just like kind of pop out all these individual sentences like this, so that we can actually see what is going on. So it basically starts out, you are location owner, first name, so whoever owns the location account, and it says the owner of business name, a niche, right? So remember, I set it up as your local family dentistry, and then a family dental or family and pediatric dental clinic. All right, you speak to a friendly, professional, conversational tone. Oop, I need to change that to you speak in a friendly. Thank you for catching that. In a friendly, professional, conversational tone, and respond to questions with very brief content. your business is at, and we have the location full address, the phone number is, and we're using the business phone, and that can be your Twilio number, and your website is the business website, right? Your office hours are, and then here's where it ties into the day of week, time of day. Your office hours are, and it would say like Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 6 p.m. Here's a data library of products and services you offer, and here's where we filled in that custom value, comma delimited of all the services that are provided. Your primary task, this is where we tell the bot what its role is. Your primary task is to get user, this person up here, to schedule an appointment at this link. Here's their booking link. And so it could be the trigger link or whatever else you want if they seem interested. Your secondary task is to answer any question they may have about your business or your actual niche. Here is the data library of commonly asked questions and answers. Boom, there's where we add the FAQ. Then it says your tertiary task, or your third level primary task, or your third level, priority task, is to get user to provide their phone number and email in case we need to contact them if user phone or user email have no value. So if these come through, like somebody messages for the first time, they're a brand new contact, those will be empty. The bot will ask for their email and phone. If it's not empty, if they actually have values, then guess what? The bot won't bother asking. Isn't that cool? So then we add some guide rails or some guardrails on the bot so it doesn't go out of control, and it does what we want it to do. And I'll go through that here right now. Here are some instructions on how to respond. Your sole focus should be on your primary, secondary, and tertiary tasks. You'd be amazed at how quickly, ChatGPT goes off the rails. User represents the user's name, and they should be occasionally addressed by their first name. When you have responded once, avoid any more greetings or thanking user for contacting, reaching out, or considering your business. I'm going to fix that. When you have, when discussing booking an appointment, avoid asking for any preferred dates or times, and avoid confirming any dates and times. Users should always be prompted to book using this link. The reason I have that is because in testing it says, would you like to book an appointment? And I said, yes. How is Thursday? And it said, sure. What time? And I said, 10. And it said, great, your appointment is booked. Well, it never checked we don't have anything built to check your calendar for conflicts or to actually, book the appointment, because guess what? This is just the base level ChatGPT action by HighLevel. It doesn't do that. So we want them to go to the booking link, and we're not going to, if you want something that's going to do, all the super mega booking and stuff like that, you're going to need to upgrade and get the Eliza bot. And, that's all there is to it. So then the next one is make sure that your response does not mention you, OpenAI, ChatGPT, any prefixes, identifiers, delimiters, and we're using the pipe delimit in the pipe delimiter in the conversation, or user in all caps, in order to maintain a professional tone and prevent confusion. So that way we're not having it say, oh, I'm just ChatGPT, I don't know what I'm doing. So it won't ever do that. Then we say provide just the next single response to the user's most recent input using natural language responses, and never assume the role of the user or perform any predictive completion of the conversation. I have that in there because once I said, hey, when can I book? And it says, here's the link. And I say, okay, thanks. And then it responded with a whole bunch of it took over the conversation and just chunked out a whole bunch of conversation as if it was me and then it and then me and then it, and it did that a few times, and I think this command will get that nailed down so it doesn't do it. If it does it, like I said, test, and we'll figure out how to get that fixed. Then the next to last is do not answer any questions you are not directly asked by the user. And then 8, you don't always have to ask if there's anything else you can help with. So the bot was getting to where, like, every single question or every single response, it was saying, oh, is there anything else I can help you with? Is there anything I can do? Is there anything I can help you with? And it gets very annoying, and a human doesn't talk like that. So we try to limit what it does. And then last but not least, we say below is a pipe delimited transcript of the conversation between you and user. And then there is that chat history that we add right into the bot. Okay, so I'm going to update update the prompt with these little fixes that I did. And then once I do that, I'm going to come back and we're going to do a demo. So let me pause and we'll come back in just a minute. Okay, so here we are with the actual chat just about ready to start. So I have attached the bot to my local biz domination page, and I'll have a separate Facebook page I can test. So let's test this sucker out. So let's say I've got a toothache and I need to get to the dentist, right? So I would message the page and say, hi, is anybody available? Now let's watch and see what the bot does. And let me just go over here and go back. Oh, there's the message. So let's go back here to the conversations. And there I am. Oh, and there we see the response. It says, hi, how can I assist you today? It says, I need to, let's see, I'm experiencing, or let's see, how about this? I have a bad toothache right now. And let's see what the bot does. This is all kind of cool because you never know what it's going to say. And it says, "Ooh, I'm sorry to hear that. We offer emergency dental services." Remember, that was in our custom value down here. Or we have emergency dental is in here. Yeah, emergency dental right there. So we have emergency dental. Would you like to schedule an appointment with us? You can do so at that link. Okay, go. Okay, thanks. One more question. Do you take insurance? And let's see. And that was part of the Q&A that we do take Delta Dental and other ones. Yes, we take Delta Dental and all major insurance programs. Is there anything else I can help you with? Yes. And let's see if we can do this. Do you offer pet grooming services? Let's just be stupid and see if it doesn't, see if it confuses the bot. Wait for it. Here it comes. I'm sorry, but we don't offer pet grooming services. However, we do offer a variety of dental services such as sedation dentistry, blah, 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 all of our services. Would you like to schedule an appointment for any of these services? You can do so at this link. Also, may I have your phone number and email address in case we need to contact you? What? How about this? Sure. 913-244-3618. There's my number. Now let's go back over here to the conversation tab and see if it actually parsed my data. Look at that. See, it got my phone number and it says, thanks for providing your phone number. Do you also have an email address? No, I don't have email. And let's see what happens here. And it asked if we had, wow. Oh, and here we go. This is where it's going to do some of this stuff here. This is a good thing we caught this. We got to figure out how to keep it from continuing this conversation. Says, no, I haven't scheduled an appointment yet. No problem. Please use the link I provided. And then it says, if you have any other questions, feel free to reach out to us. Thanks for considering your local family dental. So it did something weird where it it just kind of finished this up. That's very, very weird. I don't know how to fix it. We're going to try to fix it with a prompt. We can always update everybody with the prompt, but there you go. That's kind of how our bot works. It does need a little bit of tweaking, like I said. And again, caveat, test before you deploy with clients. But this is the booking bot. And there you go. You can see exactly what happened here. It got my phone number. I told it I didn't have an email address, and so it didn't worry about it. And there we go. And it provided me with a booking link. So it also asked a bunch of questions or answered some questions as well. And I think it did fairly well besides this last little freak out here. And there should be a way to fix that. There's got to be a way. Somebody better than me with prompt engineering should be able to help out. If you do have a way to fix it, I'd love to see it. But there you go, guys. It is the booking bot. It's free. The snapshot, again, the link is in the description. Grab the snapshot, and I'd love to see what you guys do with this. I want to see it, really see this thing explode and get a lot of usage. So that's it. Have a good day.